Hello and welcome back to another edition of TGN Tech. In this video we're going to be going over the Samsung Galaxy Mini and seeing if it's worth the very small price tag. The Samsung Galaxy Mini is going to cost you just £70 off contract. Now that's a very good price, but it does indicate that it's a budget smartphone and therefore it's not going to be able to compete with the likes of the HTC Sensation, iPhone 4S, Samsung Galaxy S2 and all of them good sexy looking phones. However, the operating system states otherwise. It's running Android 2.2.1 Froyo. Now unfortunately Android Froyo is a little on the old side, but then again so is the phone. The phone was released February 2011. At the time of this review it's now November the 27th 2011, so you can imagine this phone is just a little bit out of date. However, if I'm being honest, Froyo was a very stable operating system. Froyo is still a operating system that is as stable as it was when it was first released, so you'll have no problems with the operating system itself. And with it being Android, you are going to get all the amazing features such as the Android Market, the nice user interface when it comes to notifications. I think I've seen that on iOS or something like that. Oh yeah, I have. Maybe because they copied. So you are going to get a really nice Android experience. The specifications are a little bit on the low side, but that doesn't seem to affect the device's performance. The display on this screen is a little bit of a disappointment to me, but if I'm being honest, I'm not that fussed about it. The display comes in at 3.14 inches. It's a TFT capacitive touchscreen, only 256,000 colours. That explains why the screen does look a little bit washed out, and the resolution's a bit low as well, 240 by 320 with 127 ppi. That explains why the text isn't that crisp, and to demonstrate that I'm just going to go to a website. So I'm feeling awesome, so I'm going to go to PhoneDog's website. Let's go to phonedog.com. This will give you an idea of the speeds as well, although I am running on Wi-Fi right now. And it's loading PhoneDog. Let's just zoom in on some text and you can see that there is some pixelation, especially around images. Ooh, there you go. You can see Aaron's hair's not looking so good today. Aaron, if you're watching this, my hair's better, I promise. So yeah, you are going to get some pixelation, and Internet Browser really is where you're going to see this. The text isn't that bad, but there is definitely pixelation. You can definitely read it, but zooming in, you are going to notice a lot of pixelation. Moral of the story, don't expect anything that's going to be Super AMOLED or Retina display quality. Now I just want to take a moment to talk about call quality. The call quality is not great at all. I didn't receive any drop calls, but the sound quality seemed to be appalling on certain phone calls. Some people describe the audio quality as if I was being in a tornado. Now for me to be told that, I was pretty shocked. So what I did is I gave somebody else this device, I tested it on behalf of somebody else's device, and it sounded absolutely atrocious. So please do consider that when buying the Samsung Galaxy Mini, or consider it when thinking of buying the Samsung Galaxy Mini. If you want to just talk about Justin Bieber or Manchester United or Derby County if you have sense, then this phone might be okay for you. But if you're talking business and passing on important information that can't be missed, then you're going to want something that's going to be able to be a bit more clearer and have the ability to make a decent phone call. So Samsung, you let me down with the call quality on this device. It may just be this device, or it may be a problem with the Galaxy Mini lineup, but I can only speak on my experience with this device. Let's talk about onboard memory, something else that it was lacking. It only has 160 megabytes of onboard memory. Disappointing, but Samsung make up for it. They include this 2GB card with your £70 purchase. Another thing, it's capable of using a 32GB micro SD card as well. So if you wanted 32 gigs of storage, thumbs up, you can have it. You know, if you want it, buy a card, stick it in, and you're away to go. Speaking of another type of memory though, this time we're going to talk about RAM. You're going to get 384 megabytes of RAM. Not bad. They could have gone with 256 megabyte. For a budget smartphone, I would say it's definitely in the mid-range. Now the CPU as well, they use a 600 MHz ARM V6 processor, which is actually Qualcomm built chipset, if you didn't know that. And that's going to, I didn't mean to click that, that's going to equal to pretty fluent scrolling, as you can see, the device keeps up with me pretty well. For saying it is just a budget smartphone, I didn't have any lag or any delay whatsoever, which I was pretty impressed with. I thought the specs, when I first saw it, I was a bit worried about how my experience would turn out. Now, this phone does actually have a few impressive features. It's got HSDPA, not HSDPA Plus unfortunately, but you do have the potential to get 7.2 megabytes per second down out of this device. It's got Wi-Fi as well, standard 802.11n Wi-Fi. You are going to get GPRS support, class 12 if you're interested, and Bluetooth included, so you can send your pictures of whatever you've been taking pictures of, or send your music across to your friends with no problem. Let's turn the device over and take a look at the camera. One thing that did disappoint me, no LED flash, but then I realised this phone's £70. You can't expect everything. Let's continue with talking about the camera as well. We are going to get a 3.15 megapixels on this camera. Not the greatest, the picture quality isn't that great at all, and the video quality is pretty bad as well. It shoots video at QVGA at only 15 frames per second. Don't expect to be winning any Oscars with this boy, because that's not going to happen. If I was to sum up the hardware, it's a plastic device. You can definitely see it's plastic. You can hear it's plastic. But I will have to say, giving the phone a good squeeze, it looks like it's well put together. Well, sorry, it feels like it's well put together. It looks like it too. It does definitely feel like it could handle a beating. I wouldn't be confident if I dropped it, but then again, I wouldn't be as nervous as if I dropped something like an iPhone 4S. It's just purely glass. Now, the software worked very, very well with the hardware within the device. The overall experience that I had with this phone is, it's obvious it's a budget phone, but without the core quality issues, it would be great for someone on a low budget. I'm Darren Dunn from TGN Tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want exclusive content, head over to twitter.com/DazzaDunn, and I'll see you in the next video.